My name is Indy Maxine Weir, and I am the International Coordinator of the Taraba popular ones like the Toronto International Film Festival, the Berlin International Film Festival, and of course you have the Venice International Film Festivals who have made impact, global impact over the years on the film industry. And much like these film festivals, the Taraba Human Rights Film Festival intends to make such an impact. But you know what? It is unique. It is talking about human rights, and that is the area we intend to impact using films. For our foreign participants, you have already sent your entries, over 1,000 of them from 100 countries all across the globe. We need you to come down to Taraba so that we can sit down together and go through them, go through our collective history, what has been, what is right now, and what should be. Together we can come up with the standard of what human rights should be in our different countries, using films to tell our stories and to give our recommendation, if you know what I mean. Being out here is so refreshing. It takes me to the second reason why you should be part of the Taraba Human Rights International Film Festival in person. Fun fact, you know that Taraba State is home to the Mambila Plateau, which is known for its beautiful scenery and cool weather? I can tell you this for free. I am looking forward to that. And that's not all. It is home to the Kashimbila Game Reserve, where there are different animals and you get to experience them. You gotta have that safari feel. And also, it doesn't stop there. There is the Pitako Hills, very amazing rock formations, and you just see the beauty in it. You see, I don't even know, it makes you speechless. And then you go to building up to the Barup waterfalls. You've got me on that alone. It is going to be an amazing experience, and I think you should be here in person, especially to our foreign participants, because it's going to leave you in awe. And now to our local participants, I have a question for you. What if you have the platform that could make your dreams come true? And yes, you do. That is what the Taraba International Human Rights Film Festival is going to do for you. It's going to be a platform where you can showcase your work, showcase your talent, and even network with other participants from all over the world. We're expecting foreign participants to come, participants that you could interact with, to make very beautiful partnerships. It is an opportunity for you to take your work to a global level. Tell me you wouldn't want that. So you may ask, how is TARIF going to benefit the government? But I have this to say, TARIF is going to be an opportunity for the government to promote its cultural diplomacy. When young people interact by networking with foreign participants from across the globe, it is going to make for a beautiful partnership that will go ahead and promote the cultural diplomacy of Taraba State and even Nigeria as a whole. Secondly, this is an opportunity for the government to partner with investors from around the globe. This is going to be a great opportunity, as it is going to even boost the economic situation of the states. So finally, this is going to benefit our youth, as it will give them the opportunity to put their work out there and put them on the global stage to achieve great things. So why not? Why would the government not participate? I don't see why. I believe that TARIF is going to be fun, innovative, and it's going to be amazing. So did I tell you of the fun activities lined up for TARIF 2025? Okay.
Good evening. You're welcome to the broadcast of News at 9 p.m. on Psalm TV, the pulse of the nation. You can also follow us on Facebook at Psalm TV and on YouTube at Psalm TV Live. Now the major headlines. National news. Taraba First Lady donates food to orphanage for Children's Day as 55 women in Gombe undergo free fistula repairs via UNFPA initiative. FCTS seals FIRS Access Bank total station over 34 years ground rent default. VSS launches community project to counter terrorism, promote unity as Taraba Khan condemns Karim Lamido killings, urges justice and unity. International news. Macron visits Vietnam, signs $8 billion Airbus deal, stresses international law. Business news. Lagos food price show makes trend in May amid supply challenges. And entertainment. Cubana chief priest defends kneeling before VP Shettima amidst political flirtatory claims as himself and Davido meet House Speaker Abbas to promote music's unifying role. Sport news. Nigeria Association of Sports Science and Medicine presidents criticize appointment of ex-deputy governor as NIS Director General calls for qualified experts. I'm Bridget James, and now the news in full. Ahead of Children's Day celebration, the wife of Taraba State Governor, Agin Agbokefers, donated food items including bags of rice, cartons of noodles, and cartons of cooking oil to several orphanages in the state's capital. Represented by the Commissioner for Women Affairs and Child Development, Mary Nijen, she expressed hope to bring joy to the children and encouraged them to focus on their education. While seeking prayer for the success of the current administration, head of the orphanage, she thanked her for the kind gesture and prayed for her continued blessings. Psalm TV correspondent has the details. The Federal Inland Revenue Service officially in Abuja was sealed on Monday by the Federal Capital Territory Administration over non-payments of ground rents. The enforcement actions also affected an Access Bank branch and a Total patrol station in Wuse, Zone 6, which were shut down for owning ground rent for 34 years. According to officials, the properties had received multiple warnings since 2023. The FCTA cited persistent default as grounds for revoking the right of occupancy under the Land Use Act. One of the affected plots was originally allocated to Rana Tahir Furniture Nigeria Limited. The Director General of the Department of State Service, Oluwatosin Ajayi, has launched a community engagement initiative involving the construction of schools, religious centers, and sporting facilities to help counter terrorism and promote national unity. Speaking through a formal DSS director at the inaugurations of the Bola Ahmed Tinubu Darul Center in Kaduna, Ajayi emphasized the importance of reducing this content through social development, funded via corporate social responsibility and private donation, not government funds. The project, which serves orphans and underprivileged children, was praised by the Sultan of Sokoto and other dignitaries as a model of interfaith collaboration and a symbol of hope for Nigerians' future. In a bold step towards eliminating obstetric fistula and restoring dignity to affected women, 55 women in Gombe State have undergone free fistula repair surgeries through a United Nations Population Fund-led initiative conducted in partnership with the Fistula Foundation and the government of Norway. Some TV correspondent Ojoma Yusuf completes the report.
In a significant move to combat fistula and support women's health, 55 women in Gombe State have received free fistula repair surgeries, courtesy of an initiative spearheaded by United Nations Population Fund (UNFPA) in collaboration with the Fistula Foundation and the government of Norway. The surgeries were part of the 10 days campaign making the International Day of End Obstetric Fistula, held at Gombe State Specialist Hospital. The campaign also included advocacy training for fistula survivors, equipping them to become voices for quality healthcare in rural communities. Also speaking at the event, the Gombe State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Habu Dairo, emphasized that May 23rd is globally recognized to raise awareness on obstetric fistula and the need for equitable access to maternal health care. He reaffirmed the state's commitment under the government of Governor Inuwa to patronizing health and reintegration efforts for affected women. The Commissioner for Women Affairs, Honorable Asma'u Iganus, lauded UNFPA and its partners for their unwavering support. She also praised the efforts of Musa Issa, the director of the Fistula Foundation, for ensuring the success of the program. Representing the Federal Ministry of Health, Dr. Farouk Usman highlighted Nigerians' troubling statistics, accounting for over 40% of global fistula cases. He describes the figure as alarming and called for sustainability and collaboration to totally eradicate the condition. Musa Issa confirmed that all procedures were provided free of charge and disclosed that the discharged patients were trained to serve as community advocates, helping to identify and support other women in need. UNFPA representative commended all stakeholders involved in underlining the importance of joint efforts in addressing maternal health challenge. Some beneficiaries also voiced their appreciation as they give testimonies of their struggles. The initiative underscores the transformative powers of partnership in addressing health inequalities and restoring dignity to women affected by obstetric fistula.
Obstetric emergencies, many obstructed labor, trauma, and sometimes congenital for the young people. But the congenital is very negligible. So sometimes it's just trauma, even iatrogenic from procedures of woman that has not come to the hospital on time to be screened, and she goes into labor, and then she comes, maybe she end up with a forceps delivery or some other assisted delivery, and she might get a fistula.
Health has been doing a lot, collaborating with state governments, mobilizing development partners, working with implementing partners to ensure that achieve a lot of things.
Was to come, you screen them free, give them food free, investigate them, perform surgeries, empower them, and reintegrate them back to the society.
Doctors, the UNFPA and the Norwegian government, we want to thank you for making this a reality. Thank you for funding this program, this free surgeries, and also thank you for the free fistula theater that you have sponsored.
Ojoma Yusuf for Some TV.
The Christian Association of Nigeria in Taraba State condemned recent deadly attack in Karim Lamido, urging stronger government action, justice for victims, and dialogue among communities. Khan also called for prayers and unity to restore peace in the state. Some TV correspondents complete the report. The Christian Association of Nigeria (CAN) Taraba State Chapter, under the leadership of Dr. Williams Awoshiri, strongly condemns in the strong possible terms in the recent hilarious attack and senseless killing that occurred on Mungalelo and Mungodosun community of Korin Lamido local government area. We are deeply pained and alarmed by the continued loss of lives and growing claims of fear and displacement in the affected communities. The attack, which have claimed dozens of lives and left many injured and missing, are tragic and reminder of the urgent need for a concerted and decisive effort to bring this violence to an end. While we acknowledge and appreciate the effort made thus far by the Taraba State government led by His Excellency Dr. Agbu Kefas, as well as the community agencies currently deployed in the areas, we must respectfully and urgently call for intensive action. More must be done to be arrested and prosecutors restored orders and guarantee the safety and security of all citizens, regardless of tribe, religion, or background. We extend our heartfelt condolence to the betrayed families and people of Korin Lamido and the entire Taraba State. Our prayers are with those who have suffered loss, and we mourn with you during this dark and difficult time. The pain of losing loved one in such a barren manner is unbearable, and we stand with every affected household. In the spirit of peace and sanity of human life, CAN Taraba State appeals to all parties involved in this conflict to shield their sword, laid down their arms, and embrace dialogue. Violence only bleeds more hatred and deepens wounds that may take generations to heal. We urge the government, traditional institutions, religious leaders, and community stakeholders to initiate and sustain sincere dialogue that will lead to lasting peace. Above all, we call on Christian faithful to all the people of goodwill across the state and the nation to lift the affected communities in the prayer. Let us earnestly seek God's divine intervention to bring healing, restoration, and enduring peace, not only to Korin Lamido, but to all troubled religions across Nigeria. As a burden of faith committed to true justice and unity, we reaffirm our resolve work with all stakeholders in promoting peace and reconciliation. May God heal our land and give us leaders and wisdom and courage to do what is right. Faith Apollos reporting for Som TV.
Taraba State University has unveiled and dedicated the Adonai Chapel of Transformation, a majestic worship center completed after 13 years of construction, symbolizing a journey of faith, perseverance, and divine provision. Built without formal fundraising or levies, the 98.8 million naira chapel now stands as a spiritual landmark on campus. The dedication ceremony drew dignitaries, religious leaders, and government representatives, celebrating the chapel as a center for transformation and a testament to collective vision and commitment. Som TV correspondent has the details.
Celebration of faith and perseverance, Taraba State University recently dedicated the Adonai Chapel of Transformation, a stunning place of worship that has been 30 years in making. The ceremony drew esteemed guests, including Apostle Dr. Emmanuel Nuhu Kura as a special guest and Dr. G.T. Katabs, representing the Executive Governor of Taraba State, alongside Reverend Father Williams Atushi, Pastor Gaius Danjuma, Honorable Philip Munilip. The event was hosted by the Vice Chancellor of Taraba State University, Prophet Sunday Paul Bako, alongside the university's management team. Mrs. Tani Dan Yavala, in her welcoming address, warmly welcomed all participants and expressed gratitude to their presence, thanking them for being part of this historic 13 years journey of constructing the Adonai Chapel of Transformation. The chapel's construction story is one of divine providence. Without launch
tax device or frustrating events. God provided for every need, and the result is a breaking edifice that serves the university's spiritual hope. The total expenditure, a whopping 98.8 million, is testament to the power of faith and determination. Prophet Elijah Akumbo, chairman of building committee, took addresses on the logistic journey, highlighted the chapel's humble beginnings and the challenges overcome. He expressed gratitude to the congregation, the university management, and notable individuals who contributed to the project's completion, including former Governor of Taraba State Darius Dickson Ishaku, former Vice Chancellor of the TSU Vincent Ato Tenebe, Pastor Gaius, Pastor Dr. Emmanuel Nuhu Kura. Simon ignited the congregation, emphasizing transformation and transfiguration. The chapel is a destiny for Martin Hook. He declared, "Let it be a connecting point to your destiny." Dr. G.T. Katabs, in his vote of thanks, welcomed Apostle Dr. Emmanuel Nuhu Kure and appreciated the remarkable impact.
In a related development, the management team of Taraba State University, led by Vice Chancellor Professor Sunday Paul Bako, paid a courtesy visit to Honorable Commissioner for Tertiary Education, Dr. Mike Dio, MM to congratulate him on his recent appointment and strengthen collaboration. During the visit, Professor Bako praised Dr. Jen's leadership and presented the university's internally generated products, highlighting TSU's commitment to entrepreneurship and revenue generation. Dr. Jen expressed appreciation and pledged the ministry's support for the university's mission to advance tertiary education in Taraba State. Sun TV correspondent has the details.
The management team of Taraba State University, led by the Vice Chancellor, Professor Sunday Paul Bako, paid a special courtesy visit to the Honorable Commissioner for Tertiary Education, Dr. Mike Dio M. Jan. During the visit, the Vice Chancellor introduced members of the university's management team and extended congratulations to the Commissioner on his recent appointment. The Vice Chancellor, Professor Bako, praised Dr. Jan's outstanding track record in education. He described the Commissioner as a visionary and capable leader whose experience would greatly benefit the educational transformation in Taraba State. He also presented the university's internally generated products, TSU table water and TSU bread, to the Commissioner, showcasing its efforts in internal revenue generation and entrepreneurship development. In response, Dr. Mike Diojan expressed his appreciation for the visit and commended the university's commitment to maintaining a peaceful and conducive environment for learning. He assured the management of the ministry's willingness to partner with TSU in achieving the broader vision for the education sector in the state. The visit marked a renewed synergy between the university and the ministry, focused on building a brighter future for tertiary education in Taraba State. Esther Oka-Steven reporting for Sun TV.
The Taraba State government, through the State Emergency Management Agency, has taken prompt and proactive steps to address the communal conflict between former farmers and herders in Karim Lamido local government area, led by SEMA Executive Secretary Dr. Edose Audu. The agency conducted on-site assessments and delivered critical relief materials, including food, financial aid, and other essentials to internally displaced persons in camps across Bandawa, Karim, Mandi, Bambuka, and Jen. The intervention brought together key local stakeholders, demonstrating a collaborative effort to support affected communities. This initiative underscores the government's strong commitment to citizens' welfare, peace building and sustainable conflict resolution in the region. Some TV correspondent has the details.
The governor of Taraba State, through the State Emergency Management Agency, SEMA, has taken swift and proactive action to address the communal crisis between farmers and herders in Karim Lamido local government area. Led by SEMA's Executive Secretary, Dr. Echoze Audu, and our team, the intervention brought together key.
As far as a first responder, if there's any emergency, we provide the first intervention, and this intervention is never enough. So whichever resources, whichever means you feel you can help the citizens to alleviate their sufferings, you will do that. When the incident happened the first time, we provide an immediate intervention of non-food items and food items. So as the third visit, we deem it fit to provide
The intervention brought together key stakeholders from Karim Lamido to provide critical relief and support to affected communities. The SEMA team conducted on-site assessments and provided essential assistance to internally displaced persons in Bandawa IDP camp, Karim Mandi IDP camps, Bambuka IDP 2 camps, and Jan IDP camps. Food, financial aids, and other vital items were distributed to displaced persons in the IDP camps, demonstrating the government's commitment to supporting those in need. These interventions highlight the importance of collaboration among stakeholders in addressing communal crises. The joint efforts between SEMA, local stakeholders, and the government showcases a proactive approach to conflict resolution and humanitarian response. The governor's intervention through SEMA underscores the government's dedication to ensuring the safety and well-being of its citizens. SEMA's efforts aim to provide relief, support, and sustainable solutions to affected communities. By taking proactive measures, the Taraba State government demonstrates its commitment to promoting peace, stability, and humanitarian assistance in the state. Esther Oka-Steven reporting from Sun TV.
The Nigerian Environmental Society recently paid a courtesy visit to the Commissioner for Environment and Climate Change, Honorable Aishat Bardi, and the Appraisal Project Coordinator in Jalingo, seeking to strengthen collaboration aimed at safeguarding the environment and promoting sustainability in Taraba State. Led by NES leader Dr. Musa Garkida David, the visit underscored the importance of partnership between the society and the military to address environmental challenges ahead of initiatives such as World Environment Day. Some TV correspondent Moses Peter completes the report.
Environmental Society (NES) paid a courtesy visit to the Commissioner for Environment and Climate Change, Honorable Aisha Bardi, and the project coordinator of the Agro-Climatic Resilience in Semi-Arid Landscapes, ACRISAL, in Jalingo. The NES team was led by its leader, Dr. Musa Garkida David, who expressed gratitude to both of them and also their desire to collaborate with the ministry to promote environmental protection and sustainability in the state.
We want to tell you that we acknowledge your contribution, not just to NES, but to the environment as a whole. Without missing, we want so much to the environment. Whoever secures the environment for us, it's like securing our lives. Yes, we can't.
During the visit, the ACRISAL project coordinator, Dr. Yakubu Clement Giwa, emphasized the importance of collaboration in safeguarding the environment against hazard. He noted that the project would benefit greatly from the NES expertise and experience in environmental conservation. In response, Commissioner Bardi expressed her enthusiasm for partnering with the NES. She stated that together, her ministry and NES can achieve great things in promoting environmental protection and sustainability in the state, and looked forward to a fruitful partnership that will benefit the citizens and the environment. Among those present were Mr. Buma Paniga, Secretary General of NES, Dr. Benjamin Ezekiel Boadi, HOD Geography Department, Taraba State University, and Dr. Vincent Oje, Associate Professor, Geography Department of the Taraba State University. In his remark, Dr. Vincent Oje mentioned that there is need to be a synergy ahead of the World Environmental Day. He further talked about the preparation that is ongoing for the program. The NES team also visited Government Day Secondary School Nukain to establish an NES Environmental Club to encourage tree planting and habits that keep the environment clean and healthy. Moses Peter reporting for Som TV.
Saudi authorities have banned Kaduna-based Islamic scholar Sheikh Ahmed Gumi from performing the 2025 Hajj and deported him back to Nigeria. Despite initially granting him a visa, Gumi, who was part of the delegation sponsored by the Nigerian Hajj Commission, said he was denied entry into Medina due to his views on global politics. He expressed gratitude to Nigerian authorities for promising to engage Saudi officials on the matter. Gumi has since returned to Nigeria and rescued his teaching activities. He has resumed his teaching activities. The Edo State chapter of the All Progressive Congress has appointed Sylvester Aibobo as acting deputy state chairman and Pedro Esangbedo as acting vice chairman for Edo Central Senatorial District. The appointment announced in a statement by State Chairman Jared Tenebe and Secretary Lawrence Oka follows Tenebe's elevation to chairman and the defection of Francis Enegbeniki to the PDP. The new appointees will serve in acting capacities until the next state congress and are expected to support the party's leadership ahead of the 2027 election. A Northern Muslim advocacy group, Concerned Northern Muslim Ummah, has urged President Bola Tinubu to choose a Northern Christian as his ruling mate for the 2027 presidential election. In a statement released on Sunday by the group's convener, Bala Dunguri, the group cited extensive consultation with Islamic organizations across northern states and emphasized the need for religious balance in the interest of fairness and national unity. The pressed Tinubu's renewed hope agenda and acknowledged Christian support during the 2023 elections, calling on Muslims aspirants within the APC to step aside. The group stands contracts with that of Borno APC stakeholders who earlier backed the retention of Vice President Kashim Shettima. Speaker of the House of Representatives Tajuddin Abbas has withdrawn a bill proposing compulsory voting for all eligible Nigerians following public outcry and consultations with stakeholders. The bill, co-sponsored with lawmakers Daniel Ago, aimed to address low voters' turnout but faced criticism over concerns about individuals' freedom. Abbas stated that while the bill was introduced with good intentions, reform must reflect public sentiment. He now plans to explore voluntary measures and incentives to boost civic participation. EFCC Chairman Ola Olukoyede has urged Nigerians not to rush to condemn ex-militant leader Tompolo over allegations of Naira abuse in a viral birthday video. The clip, which shows Tompolo being sprayed with 1,000 Naira notes, has sparked public backlash and called for his arrest. Olukoyede confirmed that Tompolo has been invited for questioning and emphasized that the video is under forensic review to rule out possible manipulations. He reiterated that no one is above the law, but stressed the importance of fair hearing before drawing conclusion. 19 people, including 5 children, have been confirmed dead and 8 others injured in a fatal crash along the Lokoja-Obana road in Kogi State. The Federal Road Safety Corps says the accident occurred around 4 p.m. on Sunday at Gadabiu community and involved a Toyota Homer bus and an articulated truck. According to Kogi Sector Commander Kumar Tukswam, the bus was attempting to overtake another vehicle when it collided head-on with a coming truck, which involved 27 people, was attributed to speeding and wrongful overtaking. Survivors were taken to Fiyose Hospital in Obajana for treatment. A case of alleged police brutality in Abuja has triggered public outrage after a woman identified as Story Mercy on X.com accused a police officer of violently assaulting her brother. According to her account, the incident occurred near Wuse Market as her brother was returning from church. She said the officer, who appeared intoxicated, spat on her brother unprovoked and then beat him for over 30 minutes with a stick. Despite his visible physical injury from a prior accident, a video shared online showed the victim with visible bruises, describing how the officer attacked him without cause. Witnesses reportedly tried to intervene, but other officers present failed to restrain the attackers. In response, the Federal Capital Territory Police Command confirmed that the officers involved had been identified and that disciplinary proceedings were underway. The victims has also been contacted by authorities for further details. The Public Relations Officer of the Nigerian Police Force, ACP Olumuyiwa Adejobi, has urged Nigerians not to generalize their anger towards the entire police force due to the misconduct of a few officers. Responding to a social media user who expressed hatred for the police, Adejobi acknowledged the existence of some erring personnel, but described them as a small minority who could still be reformed. He emphasized the importance of public support in driving meaningful reforms and called for collective efforts to improve the police, rather than condemning the institution. Abia State Governor Alex Otis announced plans to commission numerous development projects over the next 30 days, including roads, primary health care centers, smart schools, and retrofitted schools building. Speaking during the Thanksgiving service in Umuahia to mark his second year in office, Oti reaffirms his commitment to transforming Umuahia into a befitting state capital. He noted that at least 100 out of 200 healthcare centers and several schools are ready for commissioning. He also expressed gratitude to the people of Abia for their support and emphasized the importance of acknowledging God's role in the state progress. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, Peter Obi, Rotimi Amechi, and other political figures met in Abuja to rally northern support ahead of the 2027 election in a bid to unseat President Bola Tinubu. The closed-door meeting, organized by the National Political Consultative Group, focused on insecurity, poverty, and economic challenges under the current administration. Delegates discussion, but calm was restored. Participants agreed to establish 4 committees to address regional concerns, with a communique expected coalition leaders They urged Northern unity and support for an alternative government, criticizing Tinubu's policies as detrimental to the region. A power struggle between FCT Minister Nyesom Wike and Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde has intensified the crisis within the People's Democratic Party, threatening the planned May 27th INEC meeting. Wike withdrew from reconciliation efforts, accusing Makinde and Alice of bridging agreements. The Saraki Late Peace Committee and the PDP Board of Trustees are holding emergency meeting to salvage the situation. Meanwhile, several state PDP chapters have criticized Wike, alleging he is undermining the party to serve APC interests. The party's unity and future now hinge on resolving these internal conflicts. In a related development, Peter Obafemi, a People's Democratic Party aspirant for the 2026 Ekiti governorship election, has pledged to combat insecurity in the state by strengthening the Omotekun Corps and supporting conventional security agencies. Speaking at the Elekole of Ikole Ekiti Palace, Obafemi criticized the poor roads conditions and criminal exploits, promised 24-hour surveillance on state borders to curb banditry, herdsmen's attack, and kidnapping. Let's take a brief commercial break. We'll be right back with more exciting updates on Super Media Television. Please don't go away.
Child's rights are fundamental human rights, essential for promoting the well-being, dignity, and development of children. Upholding this right enables children to grow into capable, confident, and compassionate individuals, contributing positively to our society. In northeastern Nigeria, for example, ensuring child's rights is particularly very challenging due to insurgency, displacement, poverty, and certain cultural beliefs. Compared to other regions in Nigeria, many children lack access to quality education, making them vulnerable to violence, exploitation, and abuse. Additionally, malnutrition, disease, and limited health care services exhibit their plight. To address this, the government, as a matter of urgency, will not just enact but enforce laws protecting children's rights, improve education, health care, and security. Permit me to add that NGOs and community-based organizations must include in their programs activities that promote child's protection initiatives. Religious leaders also have a crucial role in advocating for child's rights without compromise. Listen, children's rights are human rights and are non-negotiable. Every child deserves protection, care, and support to strive. Remember, and finally, every child deserves a childhood. Thank you. My name is Oluwashola Emmanuel Odenrede. I'm a filmmaker and a social worker. Child's rights are fundamental human rights, essential for promoting the well-being, dignity.
Welcome back. We're glad you're still here with us. Coming up next are the international entertainment, sport, and business news. On the international news, European stock markets rounded on Monday after former U.S. President Donald Trump postponed a planned 50% tariff on EU goods until July 9th, following a constructive call with European Commission President Ursula von. The delay, which is fear of an imminent threat escalation lifted Paris and Frankfurt by over 1%, while U.S. futures also advanced. However, analysts caution that Trump's unpredictable policy moves along with rising U.S. debt and inflation could fuel further volatility. Asian markets showed mixed performances as global investors await key U.S. economic data and Federal Reserve minutes later in the week. Meanwhile, in a visit to Vietnam, French President Emmanuel Macron called for a global order rooted in international law amid mounting tensions in Southeast Asia. Speaking alongside Vietnam's President Long, Macron underscored France's roles as a strategic partner and outlined his Indo-Pacific strategy as a third way between U.S. threats and China's territorial assertiveness. The visit saw the signing of multiple agreements, including an $8 billion for Airbus aircraft and cooperation in nuclear energy. The closed-door talk on human rights reinforcing France's broader geopolitical ambition in the region. On business news, food prices in Lagos market showed contrasting movements in May 2025, reflecting ongoing economic and seasonal pressure. According to a Nairametric market survey, while some staple items saw price drop, others experienced significant increases. A 50-kilogram bag of local rice declines by 12.96%, selling at an average of 53,750 naira, down from 61,750 in April. Other food items such as frozen horse mackerel, semovita, yellow maize, and white gari also recorded modest reductions due to improved supply and reduced holdings. Conversely, price of pepper and tomatoes surged by 28.57% and 30.67% respectively, driven by off-season shortages and supply disruption from northern farms. Frozen poultry, farm oil, and brown beans also rose notably, despite some relief of consumers' markets. Participants remains cautious. Traders cited unstable fuel prices and poor road conditions as key challenges, while shoppers noted that the slight reductions have not significantly eased food costs. The National Bureau of Statistics reported a year-on-year drop in food inflation to 21.26% in April, marking the second consecutive month of declines. However, experts warn that food prices remain highly sensitive to supply chain disruptions and broader economic conditions. On entertainment news, popular socialite Cubana chief priest has addressed criticism over a viral photo showing him kneeling before the Vice President Kashim Shettima during a visit with singer Davido. Some Nigerians viewed the gesture as political flattery, but Cubana chief priest defended it by sharing a throwback photo of himself and his wife kneeling before Shettima, explaining that the act reflects their value of respect rather than political allegiance. Earlier in Abuja, Nigerian music star Davido, accompanied by Cubana chief priest, paid a courtesy visit to Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas. The meeting, described by Abbas as warm and engaging, focused on the unifying power of music and its role in inspiring and uplifting the nation. The video discussed his latest project, calling it a celebration of our culture and a voice for the new generation. Abbas commended the video for positively influencing Nigerian youth and highlighted the importance of supporting the creative industries as key to the country's future and national development. This visit followed an earlier meeting with Senate President Godswill Akpabio. On sport news, the president of the Nigerian Association of Sports Science and Medicine, Professor Ishaka Oladele, has criticized the appointment of former Edo State Deputy Governor Philip Shuaibu as Director General of the Nigerian Institute of Sports. In a statement reported by the press, Oladipo argued that the role should be reserved for qualified sports science professionals, not individuals without relevant academic or technical background. He also cited past reforms and the founding objectives of the NIS as a specialized research and training body, warning that such appointment politicize critical institutions and undermine professional standards. Oladipo and other NAMS members urged President Bola Tinubu to reverse the decision and appoint a qualified experts. That's all for this edition of News at 9 from Psalm TV. But before we go, here is a recap of the major headlines. In the national news, we said the Taraba First Lady has donated food to orphanage in celebration of Children's Day, while 55 women in Gombe receive free fistula repairs through a UNFPA initiative. Meanwhile, the FCTA has sealed off FIRS Access Bank and a total station over a 34-year-old ground rent default. The DSS launched community project aimed at countering terrorism and promoting unity as the Taraba Khan condemned recent killings in Karim Lamido, calling for justice and harmony. On the international front, French President Emmanuel Macron visited Vietnam, signing an $8 billion Airbus deal and emphasizing the importance of upholding international law. In business, it said Lagos food prices showed mixed trends in May amid ongoing supply challenges. In entertainment news, socialite Cubana chief priest defended his gesture of kneeling before Vice President Kashim Shettima amidst claims of political flattery, while he and music star Davido met with the Speaker of the House, Tajuddin Abbas, to highlight music's role in uniting the nation. Finally, in sports, the president of the Nigerian Association of Sports Science and Medicine criticized the appointment of a former deputy governor as Director General of the Nigerian Institute of Sport, urging for a qualified expert to lead the institution. Stay tuned with us for more